Hello. Happy Tuesday. It is another Bolder, Better, Wilder Tuesday, you guys. I am sitting here looking at this live because the weather has caused it to act crazy. And I'm like, here we go again, right? It's been the weather for me for the last few weeks, you guys. I am a walker, heavy walker. Hey, V. And so I've been going through it not being able to walk because of this rain. But I got up this morning at like 5 in the morning. Hey, Britt. Just so I could walk, you guys. Like, I got up so early and was out in these streets walking early. Like, looking behind me because it's dark. But I'm like, I got to get this thing in. It's been a minute. I've been working out in my room. And it's cool to work out in your room, but like not when you're a walker and you like the fresh air and you be out there talking to God and it's just beautiful. Like, I've been struggling, right? So I finally got out, finally walked today. So that made me feel a little bit better. And so I just wanted to come on live. You know how we do. It's Tuesday. Y'all know what it is. Bolder, Better, Wilder Tuesday. And we are here to talk, to chat. I hope y'all got my book. And if you've already been reading it, and if you got all the way up to chapter 5, then this is going to be a treat for you. Chapter 5, but you got it in. Good for you. Thanks, B. Look, a little motivation. Okay, I see you. Need a little bit of that every once in a while. You're right. Yeah, I feel good about it because it's been a little while. It's been a little while since I got out there and walked because of all this terrible weather. But if you have my book and you read, if you've been reading, I know a lot of people have been saying that like, Chapter 5 is the jam. Chapter 5 is actually the chapter that I chose to share. I'm on page 214. Come on. Chapter 5, my favorite. Okay, here we go. Listen, my book is an easy read, you guys. Look, shameless plug since we're already here and we're already talking about it. Might as well. Isn't it pretty? Isn't she pretty? Yes, she is. All right, listen, get your book if you haven't already got it. Those of you that have it, V and Britt, I know chapter 5 is the one, man. I've heard from so many people, so many clients that are just like, yo, chapter 5 is real. And interestingly enough, chapter 5 is one of my smallest chapters, but it's packed with so much goodness. It's like, ooh, that 9 pages really hit me. It's like 9 pages. And then I have like all these other long chapters that are good as well. But like something about chapter 5, it's like the realest thing. So I'm going to read just a little excerpt from it. For those of you who haven't read it yet, those of you who have, just rock with me. I'm just going to read just a little bit. Okay. So I'm going to start off where I say, all of my life, I've felt like I have had to do things by myself. Since this has been something I've had to do for a long time, I always thought it would be this way. So asking for help is non-existent. I never wanted to depend on anyone for anything. I made this clear when I chose to work 3 jobs and simultaneously attend college. I was tired out of my mind, but everything that I worked hard for was mine. Nobody could tell me anything about what I was doing or how I operated because I worked for it. I did, and I did it well, by myself. So much so that I wasn't good at being a team player. I lacked the skills that were necessary for true partnership. I know now that my trauma created from having to do it all by myself is the reason why I struggled to allow others to help me. Yes, listen, you guys. Trauma. If you've ever dealt with trauma, and particularly for me, when it comes down to my parents kind of dropping the ball, right? If anybody's ever promised you something, oh yeah, we're going to do this and da-da-da-da. And when I get off work on Friday, and then Friday comes and you don't hear nothing. Nobody says anything. And you're like, Mom, like I thought we was going to go. You said we were going to, oh, but I'm tired, but I'm this, but I'm that, right? So constantly dealing with situations like that, I know for me, and constantly dealing with things that made me feel like I had to do things by myself is what kept me in that trauma cycle of doing things by myself. Oh, I got it. Don't worry about it. I got it. I'm going to do it. And so I held on to that trauma, you guys, over and over and over, all the way into my relationships, into my jobs. Oh my gosh. All the different careers where I was just like, oh, I got it. Don't worry about it. I got it. I'll do it. I'll handle it. Right? In relationships where I was just like, oh, you don't got to worry about it. I got it. I'm going to handle it. things that were for a man to do. You know, I talk about it in the rest of that chapter. If you read further on, I talk about how I didn't trust my ex-husband to do the things that I could do better than him, right? It was just like, there were some things that I was able to do a little bit better than him, and I couldn't trust him to do it, even though it may have been a manly type thing or whatever the case was, right? If we're talking about gender roles, you know, I didn't trust him to do it, and my trauma caused me to make me feel like nobody else was going to help me anyway, so I might as well do it by myself. That's a trauma response. I don't know who's going to get this video and who's watching this video right now and who this is for, but when you feel like you are the only person that is able to do something and that you can't ask for help, it's a trauma response, you guys. A really tough one. And a lot of us, black women, I'm going to say black women because I know my tribe, I know my people. A lot of us, we have this trauma built in from watching our parents, watching our single mothers go through it, or even our mothers who are with their husbands who maybe their husbands didn't take their role and stand up and do things. You know, maybe it was all on mom to cook, to clean, to make sure the house was in order, to make sure all the above, right? Because we hear that so often. And I talk a lot about how this role of being a wife and a mother and also have a career and you're doing all these different things and you're wearing all these different hats, and how it is stressful as shit. You know, and you need somebody who is going to be a partner. You need somebody who is going to step in when you're tired, when you're having a rough day, or just because that is their part in your life, to be your partner. So you guys should be able to lean on each other. And I started noticing real quick that that wasn't my marriage. And I struggled, y'all. I struggled and struggled and struggled. But the issue was I had so much guilt and shame, and I didn't reach out to anybody. I didn't talk to anybody about it, right? I couldn't reach out to my friends and tell them the truth because of the simple fact that I felt like I was shaming my ancestors. And I spoke about that a lot, y'all, in this chapter, about these generational curses of things that we see from our parents, right? I talked about how I'd see my mom and my dad work like some dogs and have nothing to show for it but a place to live, things to eat, obviously, you know, clothes on our backs, but that was it. It was never any extra for anything. We didn't go on any trips. And I think about it now as a mother, I'm getting ready to take my daughter to Disneyland. I mean, Disney cruise, right? I already took her to Disneyland a couple years ago, but I'm getting ready to take her on a Disney cruise, and she's 6 and I never experienced that. My first time going to Disney was with my daughter. I was age 33. Yeah, I was 33. And I went to Disney with my daughter. That was my very first time going, because in my household, we was just trying to make it. We was just surviving, right? And so to me, the breaking of a generational curse is getting better and better and doing things differently outside of what your parents did, outside of what your grandmama did. And if I can be honest, I know my grandmamas to my great-great-great-great-grandmamas all the way up held their family on their back. And I know that there's a lot of families now, some of my friends, some of my clients' families, that the woman is expected to do this. And if she's not doing this, oh, she's lazy. Oh, she's this. Oh, she's that. And all we need is a little help. Things have changed since 1942. Things have changed. You know what I'm saying? Like from, you know, where women were just the homemakers. Amen. Right. Things have changed. Life has changed. And therefore, partnership is so important right now in these days. Partner, not saying that it can't happen that way, because there are several families that, you know, that there is, you know, mom is the homemaker and that's it. And that's great. That wasn't my case. I was the homemaker. I was still a career woman, and I was still trying to make ends meet. Okay. So that was my case. Now I'm not, you know, hating on nothing, but, you know, because there are different families where, you know, dad is the one that is the sole provider and mom is the one that takes care of the home, and that's it. But I'm talking about my case where I am the home maker and the money maker and the everything and the true caretaker of my baby and all the things. And I'm running myself crazy trying to keep up all these expectations. Right? These expectations that were put on me from generation to generation, that were put on me from my mom, watching her never complain about doing anything. Never complain. I never saw my mama complain about nothing. But I know her ass was tired. I know her ass. I know she was tired dealing with us and dealing with my daddy and all the other things and still going to work and doing all. I know she was tired. Never saw that woman complain about nothing. She got up, did what she needed to do, did her wifely duties, her motherly duties, and kept it moving. And when I started doing that, and I became a mother and a wife, and I became a wife first and a mother shortly after, within the same about a year of each other, like I didn't take a lot of time just being a wife and doing that. I immediately became a mother, and then I got real crazy, y'all, and became a teacher all in the same year. So I was really running myself ragged. But listen, ask for help. Ultimately, that's it. God shows us in a million different ways how we have people here for us to help. Friends, family. All you got to do is open your mouth and ask for help. And they're willing to do it. Without a doubt. Willing to do it. Willing to jump in. Willing to help you. Hey, E. Willing to do all the things. But we got to open our mouths first and ask for that help. Breaking those generational curses is hard, right? Especially when you're the very first one and you the first generation that's breaking it. Baby, it's hard. You are fought so hard by the devil, by the enemy, by everything, society's norms. You're fought heavily. You know what I'm saying? And so there's just so much to say to this chapter, you guys. Like, I literally became the man that I always wanted. I was the one that held it down for my family. I was the one that did all the things. And I was heavily in my masculine energy, that there was no femininity in me. I was always so hard exterior. And anybody that knows me knows that I am soft and just so sweet and caring and loving and nurturing and like all these different things. But when I was in my marriage, the last few years of my marriage, I was none of those things. I was surviving. I was in survival mode for years and years and years. And let me tell you what happens to you when you're in survival mode. Baby, it's survival of the fittest. So you're not soft and feminine and nurturing and loving and caring. Now you like, okay, so we got to make this thing happen. What we doing? What's the plan? Let's do this. Blah, 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 blah. Right? It's like, what is happening, right? Like, you are literally in survivor mode. You are trying to get things in order, trying to make things happen for your family. I was in survivor mode for so long, you guys. So long, to a place where it's just not a good place for a woman to be. Right? We're talking about men and women, and we're talking about femininity and masculinity. If we're talking about being a soft woman, because that's how we're made to be. We're made to be soft, right? We're made to be helpmates. You know what I'm saying? We're made to be soft and to support and all the above, but we don't do very well when we're in survivor mode. We don't do very well when we're trying to put plans together and the husband's supposed to be the head of the household and he's not holding it down. We don't do very well in those situations. And that's what the problem was. So this chapter, you guys, very near and dear to my heart because it's the realness. It's the realness about what happens when you're going through trauma. It's the realness about what happens when you're stuck in your masculinity and you're a woman who's supposed to be soft and supposed to be there and supposed to be sexy and fun and exciting. But if you're in survival mode, who has time for sexy? Who has time for hello, right? And that's a huge red flag right there. Just want to let you know. So ask for the help. Listen, we are not super women. We aren't. I know we can make things happen, but that's not supposed to be our day-to-day, you guys. We're supposed to be soft. We're supposed to be, sexy and fun and exciting and everything that femininity is about. And a lot of us are just so hard in our exterior because we've had to survive for so long. And that's just not the natural way of a woman. It's just not. So this chapter is for you if you are struggling with finding that help, asking for that help. If you feel like you got to do it all by yourself because you've done it all by yourself, all the things by yourself. You guys, I thought that when I got married that I was going to be in a place where I could kind of fall back a little bit. Like, I just knew this was my chance where I could just, depend on somebody else, kind of partner up with somebody else. And, but what I found was that because I was so stuck in my masculinity that I was just attracting more feminine men who needed me more than I needed them. Right? That's what was going on with me. And if that's you, and if you're in your masculinity, I promise you what you're going to do is the same thing I did. You're going to attract a feminine man. You're going to attract a man that you got to help. So you're more like mommy, sister, big sister. You're more like mommy, grandma, big sister than you are a wife. Partner, purpose partner, right? So you're playing this role, and I promise you, you're going to burn yourself out. You're going to burn yourself out if you're not able to be in your femininity, in your relationships, in your marriages, in whatever type of partnership you have with the significant other. You're going to burn yourself out. You're going to burn yourself out. You are. I promise you. I've been there, done that. And I'm just trying to help somebody here who is going through the same situation and who's struggling, okay? I love you guys for sure. Listen, if you have not already done so, buy my book, Bolder, Better, Wilder. I've been talking about it for the last couple of weeks. I'm going to keep talking about it because it's so good. Ooh, it's so good. Listen, people have been telling me about this book and how they just have been enjoying it. They've been seeing themselves in it because so many of us are in that masculine energy all the time. And we're like, wait, hold up. Why I gotta feel like I gotta be superwoman all the time? Cut that. We done with that. We're not moving into that no more. Moving forward. Cut it. Let it go. In 2024. Let it go and leave it right here. It's dead. Be that feminine woman, that fun, sexy, exciting, nurturing, loving, caring. Stop all that hard exterior, you guys. I'm serious. You put that hard wall up and you're gonna attract some very feminine men. Very feminine. Just want to let you know. All right, y'all. Listen, get my book. If you have not already done so, go ahead and sign up for my boot camp. Listen, Bolder.Better.Wilder boot camp is coming in 3 weeks. August 13th, August 15th, August 17th. Sign up. It is free. It's a 3-day boot camp, you guys. We're talking about all things wellness. I'm sharing all my secrets about how I went from 92 pounds in a year and how you can do that too. It's all natural. I did not go and get, hey boo, look, hey Joey. I'm just now seeing people post up. You can go and you can do it yourself. I'm going to teach you all the tricks. We are not playing with this weight loss, with this wellness, because I don't know about y'all, but I just want to live my best life. I just want to be, and that's the other thing about, we talking about femininity, right? Let me tell y'all about how I got so feminine when I lost this weight. And I seen this body. Woo, baby. You want to get feminine? You want to get feminine. Lose that weight. Start feeling sexy. Put them listen, I started putting waist beads on. Ooh, wait a minute. Listen, all the things, wellness, weight loss, get in my boot camp now. Don't wait, because I promise you, once we get to about 20, 25 people, I'm cutting it. I am cutting it. Bye-bye. See you later. Next time, maybe, if I plan on doing it again. Because listen, I like an intimate class. Anybody that knows me, I like an intimate class. We go in. I go in giving you all the necessary things, all the techniques, everything you could need resource-wise. And then you come at me with all the questions and I give you all the answers. And so there's no way I can do that with 900 people in the class. There's just no way. I just won't. And your questions won't get answered. And I don't believe in that. I believe in if you signed up for something and you're setting it forward to walk the path and start your path in wellness, then you deserve to get your questions answered. You deserve to get the attention that you need. So go ahead and sign up for boot camp, y'all. In 3 weeks, it's happening. I love you guys. If you have not already done so, buy your book, get in boot camp. And y'all know I'm going to see you next Tuesday right here on a Bolder, Better, Wilder Tuesday. But also I'll be doing some lives throughout to talk a little bit more about the content that's going to be included in my boot camp, you guys, because it's going to be real. We're talking about myths and all. Listen, now I am a big girl. You know, I've always been a big girl. So there's a lot of stuff that I have to share. I have lost weight. I've done it a million times all over. I done had every single diet, done tried everything. So I can teach you how to walk this walk and how to keep it off, okay? Not just lose the weight, but keep the weight off permanently. Like, we're not going back. I'm never going back. So I love you guys. I will see you guys later. Bye, y'all.